Believe it or not, guys, Apex has been out for 3 years, which is insane. That's actually crazy. That's insane because so much has changed about this game since its initial release back in 2019. You know, the game looks different, the HUD looks different, the meta is different, we have new legends, we have new maps, we have just everything is new modes as well. So much so that if somebody is watching Apex right now and they haven't played this game since 2019, this game might honestly seem completely unrecognizable to them. So let's take a trip back. I want to start by taking a look at Apex Day 1.
Well, the cat's out of the bag. It's Apex Legends. Yeah. That's the name of it. That much we can tell you right now. It's a new game from Respawn Entertainment, makers of Titanfall 1 and 2.
This guy's so cool. Mirage is so fucking fun, bro. It makes me so happy how ready they are for this game. They got all their packs ready. They have their store ready. They have all these skins ready.
Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go. 33. Let's fucking go, boys. Let's go. Holy shit. 5.3k fucking damage.
Let's go! Woo! Let's go, baby!
Apex was a surprise release, meaning that nobody had any idea that Respawn Entertainment, the same studio that made Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2, two of the most highly regarded, critically acclaimed FPS games of my generation, no one had any idea that they were making an FPS Battle Royale game. And this was during the Fortnite era, which was basically Fortnite at its peak. Everybody was playing Fortnite. Celebrities were playing Fortnite, rappers were playing Fortnite, I was playing Fortnite. It was a dark time in my life, not gonna lie. But Fortnite was everywhere, guys. It was the biggest game out. It had all of these players. It was #1 on Twitch. And when Apex dropped, everyone kind of like labeled Apex the Fortnite killer. That was all Apex was. It was supposed to kill Fortnite. That was all anyone was really looking at Apex for. And honestly, Apex was kind of a joke when it first dropped because it wasn't taken seriously. It wasn't really taken seriously as a full-fledged game in its own right. So here we are, day 1 of Apex, no skill-based matchmaking, only the game's base legends, the original King's Canyon, and it was just fun. For some reason, Apex was just so fresh, it was so much fun, and it was kind of just like set to be a good game from then.
Back there, but MVP is not the one we're worried about. Is there just a setback here for TSM? Who is going to do it? TSM! All here, holy fuck.
After Apex initially dropped, it went through kind of like a limbo phase. We had season 1 and we had season 2. It wasn't until season 3, I would say, where Apex started to like really gain momentum and become, you know, a solid game. Like Apex took a while to grow. It wasn't just like a automatically, you know, #1 game. Like it took a while to really grow and build up a solid fan base, which is actually why Apex is so big right now, is because it wasn't instant. It took a while for players to really, you know, appreciate what Apex has to offer. So season 3 of Apex, a brand new map, a brand new legend, a brand new weapon as well. This was the biggest season of Apex yet. I actually started back playing Apex during season 3 because it just looked so fun. I actually also started this channel during season 3. It was and still is my favorite Apex season because of that. But yeah, season 3 to me was also really fun. You know, we had the original World's Edge version, Capital City with the original construction building. It was just such a fun season, man. Like Crypto was trash back then, but he was still fun to play. You know, season 3 was a big season, you know. I would say after season 3 of Apex, like season 4 and beyond, it's when the game started to like become a lot more popular, of course. But that's also when Apex began to like morph into the game we have right now. Season 4, season 5, season 6, season 7, like all of those seasons to me were the beginning of the Apex we have right now, which is still a very fun Apex, but the nostalgia ends, I would say, around season 3, season 4. It obviously depends when you started playing Apex, but for those who actually played Apex day 1 or season 1, even season 2, the nostalgia for me begins to end, you know, around season 3 and season 4. Weapons back in those early seasons of Apex still had insane muzzle flash. Like, looking back at some of those gameplays, guys, it was almost impossible to see when you were using those guns because the muzzle flash was so bright, and Respawn took a very long time to actually fix that bug. I think in season 4, season 5, Respawn fixed the muzzle flash issue in Apex, but that was just one thing, you know. The wingman back in season 1 and season 2 was insane. I think disruptor rounds back in the earlier seasons too, when Gibby and Caustic were trash. Could you believe Gibby and Caustic were trash once in Apex? They were terrible. They were actually really bad because of, I think it was their passive was bad and they were just useless. Now of course it's a completely different story. Like, Gibby and Caustic right now are really good, but there was a time where Gibby and Caustic were complete trash, you know. There was also a time back in season 3, I think it was, where Respawn had like a whole week of LTMs that lasted like 1 or 2 days. There was a third person mode LTM which was really fun. It just made Apex feel like a completely different game, and it was just such a fun, you know, experience to play Apex in pubs in a third person mode. It was really fun. Back in the days when the Mastiff was a care package weapon, the L-Star was a care package weapon as well, the G7 was a sniper rifle, the longbow it used heavy ammo. Having a gold shield, guys, before season 5 or season 4 was completely OP because it took like 2 seconds to pop a bot, which is insane. Lifeline also had fast heals as a passive at one point as well. Pathfinder guys, Pathfinder before he was nerfed had like an 11-second cooldown on his grapple. 11 seconds, and he was also the only legend back then that could scan rings, so he was insane. Like, people who play Pathy now think he's good. Back in season 1 and season 2 and season 3, Pathfinder was on a different level, guys. He was insane. Wraith is still the #1 picked legend in Apex right now, but before Respawn nerfed her into Oblivion, she could instantly use her Q. Like, she had no random jutsu animation, she could just Q. She also still had her Naruto run, so it was a lot more difficult to hit Wraith because of that. She had a smaller hitbox as well. Apex just has so much nostalgic moments, and Apex has come a very long way. It's come a long way, guys. It never really was regarded as the best BR when it first dropped. It was actually a joke. As I said, it wasn't really taken seriously as a game. I mean, look at Apex now. All of those Warzone players came over to Apex. It's like one of the best BRs out. To me, it's the best BR out, like in terms of gameplay and just community, and it's just the best BR out. So like, Apex has come a long way. It's not a perfect game. Apex is by no means a perfect game. Far from a perfect game, honestly. So far away from perfect. Like, so much. It can never be considered a perfect game. Apex is not even anywhere near, but it's fun. It's Apex. Like, it's Apex, you know? I feel like Apex will go down as one of the best FPS games of our time, you know? If Respawn continues on this trajectory and just continue to really put Apex and the player base at the forefront, guys, we could see Apex being talked about like, you know, how Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3 was talked about, you know, how Call of Duty was talked about, you know, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2. We could see Apex being talked about like those games, that kind of legendary status of games. Apex has, you know, a couple more years to go, but it's definitely on its way to reaching that level of status, you know. What do you guys think about this Apex nostalgia? And also, when did you start playing Apex? Leave your comments down below, and hopefully season 12 brings us some more memorable and just iconic moments to look back on one day. So yeah.